Hi guys, Happy Gina Graham here. Welcome to my little creative nest. We're filming here in my home, so you might hear the doorbell ring, you might see a cat plunk down on my table, but we're just gonna go with whatever happens today. Now I'm an art teacher and this is video number 1 in a series of 3 videos. Today we're going to be introducing a new technique to you. It's new to everybody. It's something I stumbled upon as I was working at school last year. And it's been a really fun technique. I'm a little obsessed with it. I will admit, I cut my finger doing it. I've got lots of examples in back of me. I don't want to overwhelm you though today, and I'm gonna do a really simple example for you. Here's the big reveal. We're gonna coin this phrase. We're gonna do an art technique called hodgepodge. Hodgepodge is a mixture of different things. This right here you could call collage, but I'm gonna call it hodgepodge because it has this glue element in here. I'm gonna give you a recipe soon, so you will know all the things that go into this picture. Can you believe that's done with glue? It's very simple. We're gonna put a code in this video for you today, so as you watch along, kind of jot those down. At the end of the video, you can go to ginagraham.com, put in the code, and you'll have a free printable there that no one else is going to be able to access. All right, let me give you the recipe for hodgepodge. Now, if you do hodgepodge, you are a hodgepodger. Today we are hodgepodging. Coining a new phrase is really, really fun. So necessity is the mother of invention, and I had no more budget, and I had Mother's Day coming up. So I thought, what can I do with what I have for these kids to do a great project? So hodgepodge was invented. I had glue, and I have this Blick watercolor paint. Love this stuff. dickblick.com is where you get this. Comes in all different colors. It is concentrated, so you have to put a lot of water in it when you paint with it. And I had all this paper. This one is called Paken, and I think it's paken.com where you get this. Now I've only done this technique with these 3 ingredients, so I'm not sure, if you just grab paper and grab watercolor and grab glue, I'm not sure it's gonna work, but I know it'll work with these ingredients. So we're gonna make a cute little cactus, very simple, and I'm gonna do it on one piece of paper with you today. If you're an art teacher at school, it's hard to wrangle 30 kids' work. And if your child has 5 pieces of paper for the project, that is just insanity in your room. So I'm gonna help you out, and we're gonna do the whole project based on one piece of paper. As you can see, I drew all different parts of my picture. It's almost like a sticker sheet. I did this so that I can paint blobs of paint there, and they're not going to kind of merge onto each other. You could draw the entire picture, in one swoop and then try to paint it, or you can section the parts out like I did here. All right, here we go. You are going to be drawing with glue when you hodgepodge, and you're going to be drawing on white paper. So it might be a little tough to see. Well, I hope it works out for the cameras. Put my super ingredients over there. Grab the paper. Now I want to give myself as many options as I can on a piece of paper. You're going to stain it with this lovely watercolor wash. The parts here that don't get cut out and used in your collage, in your hodgepodge collage, oh my word, that's hard to say, hodgepodge collage. You can use those in other pieces of work later. So don't throw things away. You'll notice I have a little scrap heap here that I keep, that I love. All right, so the cactus I have is this kind of cactus with arms. This one's a little polka dot cactus. Cactus come in all shapes and sizes. You can Google cactus and look at shapes. I thought it might be fun to put some little sprigs of something in the cactus pot there, cactus plant pot. I might not use it, I might. I did a couple versions of flowers too. So this is how you do it. On your mark, get set, go. You're drawing with glue, and glue is messy. and you're gonna get a feel for it. It's like cake decorating, kind of. And constant motion is a good thing with glue. So I go there and I pick it up. I'm gonna put some little arms on this guy. So I press down in my glue bottle, I loop around, I come around, and then I end and pick it up. Now if you pick straight up, the glue kind of puddles on top of itself. You can make little dots that way. I'm gonna do it the right way, and then I'm gonna do it the wrong way so you can see the difference. That's the right way. You can control the glue. If I do it this way and drag my nozzle that way, you just make a little mess. But if you squeeze and pull up, it makes this cute little dot that you can control. All right, so I like the little arm of my cactus this way. It has some texture going on in there. It is a whimsical cactus. It's not like a photorealistic cactus. I want to give myself a couple cactus options, so we'll just tuck another kind in here too. Maybe like that. Now I don't love that shape, but that's okay. I'm glad I did a version that I don't love. I can come back through here and just add on some parts to it, like that. It takes time. You might not love the first one you do, and that's okay, because it's just paper and it's just glue. Okay, so I'm giving myself a couple cactus looking shapes, and then it's going to be in a little plant pot. So that's fun because you can think of different shapes for that as well. So I have some space here. I'm going to give myself a little pocket shape for a little plant pot that the cactus will live in. And you can decide what kind of lines should be there. The beauty of this is the fluidity of it. So I'm to the point where I want to come up, I let go and pull up, straight up. So because we don't have a ton of time, I'm going to stop there. What I would do is fill it totally up. And then you're going to be really careful about keeping things flat. If you tip it too long, your glue just oozes to the side, and then those pretty lines aren't there anymore. I have a drying rack. It's a flat drying rack. I have one at school that's tilted. I don't use that for this technique. So I'm going to put it over here. We're going to bake it, and I'm going to show you the next step. All right, I feel like I'm at a cooking show, and here's the baked version of our glue. It has dried for about half a day, and you can see it still, you can feel it. It's nice and dry. This is the second step of hodgepodging. Now the magic happens when we start using paint. So I've got this Dick Blick liquid watercolor. This is what I'm aiming for. This is my nice dried piece. This is my watercolor, my liquid watercolor. I have used about half water, half watercolor paint in these little circles here. It's very, very diluted. So I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna paint sections of my picture to stain it to look like this. So I've got this cactus here. I'm gonna take this green. Got a big brush for big spaces. I'm gonna just start putting color on. It's gonna bleed around a little bit, and I'm gonna use lots of water. You want it to soak into your paper. Now there's a little heart here. I'm gonna put a little red there. It's messy. If it gets on you, it might stain. I'm not sure. You can tell my table is stained. Just means that a lot of art happens here. So I'm just taking different colors. This copper is so yummy. Putting that there. You can order copper and a silver color from Dick Blick. Love this watercolor. All right, I've got another little idea of a cactus here, so I'm gonna use a different green here. I wanna give myself as many options when I cut these pieces out as possible. I don't have an end result in my mind, exactly how this is going to look. It's a surprise. Creativity can be a surprise at the end. I just kind of know the general direction I'm going, and I make decisions based on what's in front of me. All right, so lots of water. You want it to really soak into your paper. This paper I think is tag board. It's not even watercolor paper. All right, so I've got green cactuses of 2 different colors. This flower's kind of purple. This one is a little gray. Making the paper all different colors, trying different shades and hues of color for great variety when I cut all these pieces out to hodgepodge them together. I'm trying to get bright colors and dull colors. I'm trying to kind of keep them in their own lane in a way so that when I cut them out, they look crisp. Now I have 2 little flower pot examples here. Red is a complement of green, so I think I'm gonna make one at least a red color. There we go, to play with. All right, there we go. I've kind of used lots of water. I've used a big brush for big spaces. I've used my watercolor with diluted down. The pigment is diluted, so you need a lot of water in there too. This step is finished. I'm gonna put it into my drying rack. Now, this can tilt and stuff a little more. You don't have to be so careful with it now since the glue part is dry. Okay. So once it dries, it's gonna look similar to this. It is really neat how that glue sucks the pigment up and makes it darker. And then somehow that paper, that tag board, lightens it. And I just love how yummy that looks. The color is subtle and really pretty. It's subtle enough where you can take your colored pencils when you're done and go back in and kind of color in areas. And then that beautiful line kind of pops forward. All right, I'm gonna clean up my area just a bit and I'm gonna show you how you can put this together. So you're gonna use your glue now again. And I've cut all these out and they're like little stickers now. So I'm gonna just kind of play with my stickers. I like a scissors that are kind of short like this because you have to get into little spaces with this when you cut it out. So you're gonna cut out all your little parts and then you're going to build a little cactus picture. So now it's time just to play to see what you made, because little happy surprises happen at this stage. I don't know what this is going to look like. And I've done it enough where I have a drawer full of little cactus parts in back of me, but I'm not going to cheat. This is what I actually did with one piece of paper. So I will just kind of tuck these in and try to figure out a good composition. And then I'm gonna glue them. Now this little plant pot can fit a lot of different cactuses. Is it called cactuses or cacti? Cacti. So when I'm ready, I'm gonna glue them all like that. Now I use these little dots to take your eye around your composition. So let's see, I like this flower. I think I'll glue that flower there. How's that looking? It's kind of balanced. I've got a heavy flower at the top, and so I put this little sprig of color there so that it's a little balanced in the composition. I've got these little dots that I can kind of put around like this. Whoop. All right, so now I have assembled this picture. You'll notice it doesn't look exactly like my example. Every one is going to look different. And my example, I used several different pieces of paper. You are using one solid piece of paper to do the whole design. Here is a really good tip. I take my phone and I take a picture of the design that I figured out, because once I take it apart to glue it, you'll be surprised how you forget what the composition looked like. So now I'm gonna glue it. I pull it apart in a way that seems logical to put it back together. So that's gonna be on this side, so I put it over there. I'm gonna start with this guy. Just get glue everywhere. And then this is the messy part. You might want a wet washcloth nearby. You're gonna just get the glue everywhere and put it down on the page. It's good to take a clean piece of paper and put it on the top and press down, and that'll get all those edges down nice and good for you. All right. These are thicker than you think they would be because the glue is pretty thick. Here we go. Now the glue dries clear, so no worries if you get it on the outside. Now I'm gonna put the pot down, the little plant pot, but I'm not gonna really press too hard at the top because I need to tuck these little cacti in there. These are so cute. I love stickers. These remind me of just little stickers. Stickers are kind of popular right now. So we'll tuck that little cactus in there. Now that they're all tucked where I want them, I can kind of push them down again. All right. Now we'll do these little embellishments. Tuck that one there. So this one has a little more detail to it, a little more paper that I colored in advance, so they don't look identical. But that's okay. And your students at school, theirs won't look identical either. You will show them this video and everybody's project is going to look different, and that is important. We want art to look like the student wants it to look. And if it looks just like mine, then I have failed as I teach. All right, so it's gonna have to dry. And I can go back in and I can put glue down and keep fixing it. I can also take colored pencils and shade in some areas. I can put a book on top of it and that'll help take those edges down too. So there you have it. And I might take my paper cutter and cut that margin. And now I have a cute little cactus illustration with Hodgepodge. Oh, look, I missed one. So while I'm gluing this little guy on, I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Happy Gina Graham. Please list any comments there that you might have, questions, suggestions. We'd like to hear from you. And we'd like to make more videos. This is video 1. We have 2 more in the works and many more after that. So be happy, do art.